Hi, this is Weekly Metal Abuse, and I'm Zach, and we have Tyler and Sam who are texting right now.
I'm not.
Shut up. This is our honorable mentions and disappointing albums of 2011.
Start!
Let's get the fuck to it.
Honorable mentions.
Alright. I honestly didn't put them in any order, so I'm just gonna I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna say all mine and we can just go down. Alright. For the first one, I'd say I Declare War. That's definitely an honorable mention. Like Sam said in the other video, this band's just downright heavy. I didn't think this one was as good as Malevolence, but it's still just like downright heavy band. If you wanted to get your face melted, like Among the Fallen would say, you just listen to this album and it's fucking heavy as shit. Just brutal ass death metal. And if you call it deathcore, then you are so fucking cool. Like Moss the Flames. Great album, really catchy. It's just good. I guess I'd call it metalcore. I don't know. It's a good catchy album, good clean vocals, just a good band. Texas in July, at first this band, this album was fucking stupid. I put this in, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is retarded. I hate this album. And then I listened to it more and I'm like, this is pretty catchy. And the first song that I really liked was Dreamer, which isn't exactly the heaviest song on this album. It's a more melodic one, but I love that song a lot. And then I got into the more heavy ones like 1000 Lies and stuff like that. I didn't think this album, like the band said it themselves in interviews, like this wasn't going to be like another, I forget the album, what it's called, but the one before that. It wasn't going to be another IN. They were trying to go for something more simpler, more easy to listen to, but it's a good album. If you like metalcore, if you like August Burns Red, or Listen to the Apocalypse, bands like that, you should give it a good listen. Number 2, I'd say Deicide, which is hilarious because the last band was a Christian band, and this band's a satanic death metal band. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty good release. A lot of people are going to talk shit on like newer Deicide, but it's a really good album. If you just want good old school death metal, pick this album up. It's fucking awesome. And then I had Decapitated. Now, what a fucking band. Holy shit. They're probably my favorite death metal band of all time. This album is a great comeback since Videk died. They got some new members in there, and I just really like this release. I mean, like, they changed their sound a little bit. It's not like their older stuff. It has a little bit of a new sound, but it's still a great album. I like it a lot. And then, now this isn't, like I said, this wasn't in any particular order, but I had Rose Funeral on there, and like they changed their sound up, and it's more death metal in my opinion, but still, like, I love this band. Like, I love every album of theirs, and it's just a great band. You can go now.
Okay. My honorable mentions, there's so much honorable mentions, it's hard to put it in just 5, but Straight from the Path, Rising Sun to me. I've really gotten into this band this year a lot, but this album's incredible. It's catchy. Mad Girl, Austin Country. Number 4 would be All Shall Perish. This is where it ends. I probably should have put this on my top 10 because it's an incredible album, but it's heavy. It's just, I feel like they expanded musically. But their new guitarist, although he can shred, he's a dick. Yeah, this is just a great album. You should all pick this up. Number 3, I had It Prevails, Stroma. Very emotional, just really grabs you, and
It's an emo record.
It gives you a big warm hug. It makes you feel happy.
Yeah.
And it's just band just. You can tell they write their music with so much heart. It's just incredible. I love this album. Number 2, Volumes, Via. This album, it could have been on my top 10. It could have been on my Disappointments. Actually, it is. But I'm just going to put it on honorable mentions. Don't get me wrong, I love this album. It's catchy. It's unbelievable. But after their EP, I was like, this album's going to blow my mind, and it actually didn't. But it's grown on me after a while. But anyways, number 1 for me, Megadeth, 13, Dave Mustaine's an asshole. Still, I will always think that till the day I die. but he writes some damn good music. This band, I've loved this band since forever, not forever, but a few years. But
Shut up.
it's just good album. It's catchy. It's a little bit. It would fit in with like the early '90s era, like they were saying. But it's good. Anyways, on to you.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I had Volumes. I agree with pretty much everything Tyler said. At first, I didn't really like care for gent music, but then it grew on me a lot. It's like something that's really catchy and stuff. And then I had Structures, because at first, like, you know, I thought like this thing is like something different every 5 seconds. Like, what the fuck is going on? But like after you listen to it, I mean, even though the part's like there and gone in like 10 seconds, it still like impress you. And I also had Carnifex, Until I Feel Nothing. This album was really good. There's a couple songs that stand out, but there's a couple songs like in the review we did before that kind of fit the Carnifex formula. You know, but there's a couple songs that really stand out and are really pretty cool. I had is Blood Runs Black, Instinct. Like, I like this band and like I really like this album and stuff. It's just like, you know, I mean, I like it. It barely missed my top 10. Then my number one would be In the Midst of Lions, because as we were writing all this stuff down, I forgot to put them on my list for some reason. I don't really know why, but after seeing this band live, I've been listening to them all the fucking time now, and even though, I mean, I'm not a Christian, but I won't like put other people's views down. And this band is a Christian band, but like, I still like them a lot.
You know, a lot of people are going to hate our list because there's so much metalcore and deathcore, but we don't care.
Yeah, we really
This is
don't.
an opinion.
We like metal, like we like throughout all of us, we like all metal in general.
Yeah, but
And
whatever.
Anthrax, they would be on there too, because
Yeah.
they put out a good.
Anyways, we're moving on to Disappointments of the Year.
Yeah. Alright, do you want to just go down this time from like 5 or
Yeah, whatever.
Number 5. Now, I also, like I said in the other video, I had this on my top 10, but Volumes, it's pretty much Tyler said, like, what I think. It's like, as much as I love this album, I still think it could have been way better. Like, their EP is fucking amazing. And I was really honestly expecting, like, a lot more from this band. And it was kind of disappointing, but don't get me wrong, I still love this album. Still play it all the time. Now, not to, like, drag on, but I think there's, like, a lot of, like, kind of like filler songs, I guess you would say, or songs that like really like kind of like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? But like just songs that were kind of like not memorable at all and just open fret, gent. But yeah, it's a really good album. Don't get me wrong. Your fucking turn.
Number 5 for me is Opeth. I'm not a big hardcore fan of Opeth, but I love that band. I'm not extremely into them like a lot of other people, but I just think they're really talented musically. They write some good music, but it's not just because what's his name, Michael or whatever. He doesn't do any death metal screams on this. It's just I found this album just to be kind of boring after a while. It didn't hold my attention. It's just I don't know. I thought it was going to be better, but whatever.
Intake is one of the best songs of all time, just saying.
So I didn't have 4, but for the 4th one I had Betraying the Martyrs. This band is really good, don't get me wrong. It's just like, after they were signing and everything, there were so many people just like
Yeah, they were blowing up
screaming
like
over
that.
this band, and they were so like overrated. I'm not saying they're bad, they're just, it's like, you know, it's like when you see a girl online and she's fucking hot, but then you meet him in person, it's like a 60-year-old dude. I mean, if the 60-year-old dude is hot, I mean, that's okay. Well, I mean, like, I'll put it this way. Like, she's hot online, but then in real life she's kind of fat. And she's still doable or something, you know? That, yeah.
Wow!
Alright, go ahead.
And number 4. I had For the Fallen Dreams. And
Fat
now,
people can be doable.
this band, I thought, like, when I got into this band, I had really, like, I always looked for a band that was kind of like melodic hardcore, I guess you could say, and I really didn't know a lot of the bands like that, and they're probably one of the first, like, bands, now it's not, I guess they're categorized as, like, deathcore, metalcore, but I don't give a fuck, but they're, like, melodic hardcore metal, if that makes your pussy wet. But yeah, overall, I thought this album was really disappointing,
I have more.
considering the other ones they released. I don't know. I just thought a lot of the stuff wasn't there. I feel like the drumming was a little bit weaker because their drummer did leave. The one guy who was like behind the band for a few couple, like since the beginning. But I still listen to it. I play it once in a while. It's pretty cool, but pretty disappointing.
Number 4, I had Volumes. I know I just said them in honorable mentions, and I'm not going to drag on a lot because Zach pretty much just said what I wanted to say, and I just kind of said it before, but this album could have
Shut the fuck up, Mr.
been a whole lot more.
I had Trivium, like Tyler said, about like putting a band, like mentioning them or whatever. I had them in my top 10, you know, like, don't get me wrong, they're good. It's just like after like Shogun, I really love that, and I thought like, where are they gonna go next? You know, like, wow, I mean, they have like, they can go so many places, and what they came out with, I like. It just didn't like blow me away. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still good and everything. I really respect that band. It's just like, it didn't completely blow me away.
Alright, so we're on number 3.
Yeah.
Alright, now this band, they're definitely like not one of my favorite bands ever, but I do enjoy them a lot. Well, I did kind of enjoy them a lot. The Trivium, I thought this album, like after Shogun was a pretty good like fucking album. It was really catchy. It was just a good album to listen to. And then I was expecting this album to be fucking amazing, especially since the single that they released, In Waves, that was a pretty good song. And then I listened to the album, I'm like, this isn't what I was expecting it to be, and it was pretty disappointing.
This is kind of funny because at number 3, we all have Trivium within Waves.
Really?
Yeah. But, yeah, I pretty much agree with Zach. Shogun is like my album of the year for 2008. And, I just expected so much more from this, and it's just, yeah, anyways.
Alright, for number 2, we all have Winds of Plague.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can all talk about that.
Yeah. This album, they tried to go hardcore, I feel like, and they completely fell flat on their face.
Like,
it's bad.
This band used to be fucking awesome. Like, their first album was so catchy, and their second album was like a little bit different, but I was still into it. Chest and Horns, if that's the right title, I forget. I haven't listened to it in a while, but that song is my favorite Winds of Plague song. That's fucking awesome. And then this came out, and like I do enjoy like 1 or 2 songs off this album. Like California, I feel like it's like not the best song, but it's a catchy song. I like it. But like this album was just so boring. And that one track where they had the Warrior speak on it, that was fucking stupid. Why'd you do that?
And they don't have solos
Yeah.
anymore. Where's the solos? Their
Where's the riff?
guitars can shred. Yeah,
Yeah.
where is the riff? What do you
I'm like-
have?
Johnny Plague turned into some like UFC gangster type of
Yeah.
guy. It's kind
They're
of
like all bro now.
Yeah,
I
It's
mean, they should be
weird.
best friends with Amir.
This album,
If Johnny Plague sees this, don't kick my ass.
And he even does vocals like Amir. What the hell? You don't just no.
this album kind of ruined the band for me a little bit. Like, I honestly don't go back to Decimate the Week as much as I would if this album didn't come out. I mean, that album's still good. It's just hard to like enjoy this band when you hear like some like I don't know. This album's horrible.
Yeah.
And then for number 1,
We all have.
Suicide Silence. Holy shit! Like I know these guys enjoy it way more than I do, but this album is fucking terrible. The only song I enjoyed sorta on it, the solo's gay as fuck, but Cancer Skies, whatever it's called. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that track is enjoyable besides the gay solo. But other than that, it's so bad. Like I can't even like go back to like this album like sort of ruined the band for me. Like I go back and listen to like the Cleansing, and I enjoy it sometimes, but like halfway through it, I still hear the ghost of Mitch Lucker saying, "You only live once, so just go fucking nuts," and I have to shut it off because this album ruined this band.
And
It's fucking horrible.
Mitch's lows are absent for
Yeah.
the most part.
Where's the blast?
Fuck Everything is the worst song of the year. It's probably one of the worst songs in the past few years. It's garbage. It drags on for like 3 minutes at the end. It's just completely complete trash. Like a 7-year-old can write better lyrics for that than that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the past 2 albums, but this just. And I'm not saying this album's completely terrible. I like a few songs on it. I like some of it, but it's just.
Honestly, the most track that I probably enjoyed the most on this is probably the March to the Black Crown. That's probably my favorite track off this album, to be honest. It should be more like the March to the fucking shittiest album ever, but I like the build up of that, but that's all I liked really. And then Cancer Skies is alright, and the rest is fucking shit. The singles that they released before this album, oh my god. I just wanted to commit suicide because I really did respect Suicide Silence. So they get like, people talk shit on them all the time. They're a huge scene kid band. You see people at the mall dressed with like strip pants, dyed hair, look like fucking aliens, piercings all over their face. Like they have this band's shirt on. But I honestly did enjoy The Cleansing a lot. And I forget the name of their second album. I'm forgetting a lot of names, but yeah. I enjoyed those albums, even though there's a lot of like shit talking on them. But this album is horrible. Holy shit. Just like, I want to burn this album so bad.
Well, like, I enjoyed The Cleansing a lot, and like, that got me into this band, and like, then No Time to Bleed, I feel it's like a little progressed more, and like, No Time to Bleed, like, where they go from, it's like they go from The Cleansing, which is like heavy and like lows and stuff, and then No Time to Bleed, a little bit less lows, but they still have lows, and it's still Suicide Silence. Then they move on to something like completely different. Like, I kind of like the direction they were going, but then it's just something completely different where they still have blast beats, but less blast beats and like lows. It's hard to find a low. If you do find a low, it's like the same time as a high or something, so they're like mixed together, which is, I don't know. There's
if I could describe this album, I'd say Korn and Nile had a retarded.
New metal meets deathcore.
It's like Nile and Korn had a like retarded as fuck baby, like its arms growing off its face, and it's like trying to play the drums and trying to like make guitar riffs, and it's just horrible. Like, you should shoot it in the face, just like you should burn this album.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really bad. I like this album because I like a couple songs from it, which are kind of catchy and kind of cool. But like the first song, Slaves to Substance was good, then OCD, then Human Violence. Then I feel like after that just kind of did this dip in the middle, and then it finally came up at like Cancer Skies. And I feel like I like the direction I guess Mitch wanted to go with it, you know. He's kind of like growing up and like he wants to like not put down any certain views, and like he wants to kind of like the direction he wanted to go in, have like choruses and stuff, like repetition, but like what they did is kind of like, I don't know, they could have done so much better. That's what I'm gonna say. I was disappointed because this band had the potential to like get an A+, but they just got like a
0%.
C.
Well, I think that's all for this video. This is Honorable Mentions, Disappointments. Merry New Year, Happy
New
December.
Year.
Merry New Year.
Bye.